realize this world is filled with bandits. Yes, who brutalize the poor and those who need it. They take the bread from the poor man's mouth.
For the first time in Kenya, a sitting Treasury Cabinet Secretary has been arrested. Treasury CS Henry Rotich was arrested alongside his permanent secretary Kamau Thuge, together with other high-ranking officials in one swoop. In one of the biggest scandals in Kenya, in the name of Aror and Kimorer Dam's 65 billion shilling scam, suspects considered to have swindled the Kenyan taxpayers have been arrested and charged in court, and their cases are ongoing. There was a lot of outcry from the political class trying to distract the Department of Criminal Investigations from pursuing the case. A lot was said about it, but in collaboration with the Directorate of Public Prosecutions and other international agencies like the Federal Bureau of Investigations, work went ahead without any political interference. This is so big a scandal that ropes in such huge figures in our society. Time has come that Kenyans are starting to have faith in our agencies, even as the big fish in our society are spending weekends in jail. This clearly shows that there will be no sacred cows, and nobody is above the law in the fight against graft. The cases are now in court, and what remains to be seen is if justice will be served. We have to ask ourselves as Kenyans, is there any valid reason for the corrupt to drag their whole tribe in their corrupt wars? Why is it that every time the thieves are caught, that they use them to wetu nonsense to fight off the claims? Why is it that they politicize the anti-graft war every time they have been caught? These are the hard questions.
In a world like this, when there is no equal rights and no justice, I realize this world is filled with bandits.
The corrupt networks are beginning to crumble all over the country, with even more investigations continuing. One of the major cases is that of the Deputy Chief Justice Philomena Mwilu, who is facing charges of abuse of office, fraud, and bribery-related charges. The judiciary has a huge corrupt network, and the need for it to be purged from the criminal elements like Mwilu for it to function independently. This will ensure justice for all Kenyans. Remember how money was paid and yet no dam to show for it. Instead, money was spent on valuables that have no relation to dam construction. How confident were these swindlers of public funds to have the audacity to launder money through the purchase of towels, alcoholic drinks, and cutlery? This shows how the corrupt have become bolder by the day to steal from the public. Corruption has become a very expensive menace, yet the need to tame and eventually stifle the scourge.
I realize this world is filled with bandits. Yes,
Let's see what the 65 billion shillings could have done for Kenyans were it not have been stolen. Did you know that it could be used to build an equivalent of 2 thicker superhighways, or build schools and hospitals across Kenya for our children?
It's always the working class who face the ordeal.
Or build cancer centers in the counties to counter the spread of the disease. Corruption destroys economies and brings countries down on their knees. It kills by denying the sick medicine in hospitals. Both the DCI and the DPP are showing Kenyans that it is possible to win this war and uproot this evil. Investigations into matters corruption should remain a job for the investigators and not politicians. Politicians only serve their personal interests by politicizing these matters. There has come a time that Kenyans need not be swayed into believing what every politician says. Nobody thought in their wildest dreams that a day would come that the big shots in our society will start filling up our courtrooms facing different charges. The current establishment has ensured that the agencies are free to do their work without interference or influence from the government. The directive by the president to set up the multi-agency task team has seen corrupt leaders in panic mode. Things are definitely working, and it is a big win for the country at large.
You hereby direct the Commission on Revenue Allocation, the Council of Governors, and the National Treasury, as well as the Kenya Revenue Authority, to come together in a multi-agency team.
The multi-agency task team has already recovered investment portfolios worth billions amassed over the last few years by high-ranking members of the national and county governments. The corrupt fellows have been heavily investing, mostly in the real estate, while others opted to take their money abroad. Through international partnerships and cooperations, assets have been recovered. Kenyans have to wake up and help in this war. How can one witness the looting of public coffers yet say nothing? How can these looters continue swindling Kenyans and getting away with it? Well, climbing the success ladder with ill-gotten wealth doesn't help much, because one day the culprits are eventually caught, leaving their families distraught and paying for their sins. The money is either recovered and the perpetrators jailed and all of their accounts frozen as the cases continue in court. As they say, crime doesn't pay. Let's remember that the government has set up mechanisms to protect the whistleblowers, and that every Kenyan should expose corruption wherever it appears. We have to take back our country from the noisemakers who go around spreading propaganda, from those who go around whipping up emotions of their communities in this war against graft, from those who steal from the citizens of our beloved country, and from the politicians who politicize the war against corruption. The question is, do they share their looted wealth? Absolutely not. The responsible should carry their own cross and not drag Kenyans with them. It has come to a point where a country is more important than an individual.
Bandits, turn them out at home, culprits. Don't let them get you down, bandits. You cannot support culprits. They must get the vote, bandits. Run them out at home, culprits. Don't let them get you down, false prophets. You cannot support on them pulpits. No, I realize this world is filled with bandits. Yes, I who brutalize the poor and those who need it. I realize this world is filled with culprits. Whoa, John. But woe be unto them and those false prophets.